Hey there, Soul Shines. It's Michelle here, and I'm inviting you to wake up and live. And I recorded a video yesterday as a part of my new commitment to record videos, and it wasn't a good video. So I'm trying again today, and I had an idea, and then things happened in life, and I got really angry, got really upset. Truthfully, I feel hurt. So I want to talk about feelings. I want to talk about how we're taught all our lives that we don't have a right to feel certain feelings. Um, my dad was very violent when he was angry, and as a young child, young adult, and even now, I'm afraid of what I'm like when I'm angry because I'm afraid I will turn into my dad. And so that taught me you can't be angry, because if you be angry, then you might kick things or hurt things or whatever the case may be. And I don't know where or how I learned that it wasn't okay to feel hurt. But hurt is the one feeling that I struggle with the most. I've done enough healing work with anger that I can deal with it a little bit. I'm not as afraid of it, things like that. But hurt is the one feeling that has had me in such a funk for 2 years now. And, it was just thing after thing after thing after thing. And I just shut down for 2 years, working on feeling and embracing my feelings. I had so much coming at me so fast that I actually had uh, the spirit whisper to me that it's okay to put some of the feelings on the shelf. I don't have to force myself to feel everything all at once, which was counterintuitive to what, the healing world teaches. Feel your feelings, embrace your feelings, sit with your feelings. Sometimes you have so many, it's okay to put them on a shelf for a while, especially if you know that it's a temporary shelf, that you will be eventually going through and finding those hurts. And that's the biggest thing, is hurt. To realize how hurt I have felt by God, how hurt I have felt by everything I've ever believed in. It's almost felt like, why should I even believe in anything I've ever believed? Because it all hurts me. And so today, it triggered all those hurts and got me thinking about feelings and embracing feelings. What is that like? What does it feel like? Sitting with them, acknowledging, being okay with them. In a world where we're taught it's not okay to feel, like truly, we're not allowed to feel. Like, people can think, oh, you're not allowed to feel the negative feelings, you're not allowed to feel it and express anger, not allowed to feel and express sadness, crying. I was surprised at how much negative energy I had around crying, because I've always cried, but it was okay to cry if I was crying because I was moved by an emotional, like watching my son on the band field, and it was just like such a tender moment. And it's okay to cry for that, but if you're hurt, don't cry. I had no clue I believed to those kind of things, but I found those kind of things as I've been working through my healing process. And obviously, I'm still in the middle of the healing process when it comes to hurt. There's just so much hurt. I swear, there's probably 49 years of hurt, maybe even more. Maybe I came into the world with hurt. I don't know. But there's so much hurt, and I get my feelings hurt very easily. Um, it kind of sucks being a sensitive. And I was going somewhere with some thoughts, and it was about, like, we know that so many people feel shamed or oppressed for feelings. Like, you're not allowed to feel those feelings. But really, truly, we also have things that allow us not to feel joy and light and love and all of those bigger, higher things. Because, like, we have a lady at my church. I adore her. And she is the Pollyanna type. She chose at a young age to play the glad game in her life. She chose to be a bright light and how many times I've heard that type of person criticized. Like, I've heard people like, oh, she can't be happy all the time. And like, just, I know she's not. I know she's human. She has feelings. We lost some of the same friends this week, and I know that she hurts just as much as I do, knowing that those friends aren't around anymore. She's human and she feels things, but she chooses to feel happy. And yet, in our own lives, we are like, nobody's allowed to feel that way. You can't really feel that way. It's fake. How many times have you heard people talk about when people are happy all the time? Oh, it's fake. They're not really happy. And so we even have all this shame about the positive feelings of life, like, and these ideas that we can't hold these positive feelings in our lives for very long. I know I have a lot of experience with that. I'm still trying to figure out what the heck is the trigger there. Like, what beliefs, paradigms, whatever do I have going on that caused me to have this incredible morning last week? Absolutely beautiful. I felt so connected to my soul, to God, to just that expansive, blissful way of being that I love so much. And we left the place we were at in that morning and then witnessed a horrific car accident. And it was like so instantaneous. It's like, oh, you don't deserve to be in this, or you don't get to be. I don't even know what the thoughts are, because honestly, I don't really go to you don't deserve very often, so I don't know what it is. But it's like this, some kind of trigger in me is like, you can't stay in that blissful state. We got to take it away from you. And it's like, had an amazing day. The next 3 days are horrible. If I have really positive experiences in my money, I have a really negative experience to follow it. So I have my own things that say you don't deserve it, or you don't get to, or it's not okay, or there's shame, there's something going on there. And we all have that to some degree or another until we clear it and don't have it anymore. So there's all this shame in our world. And what if we lived in a world where it's okay to feel whatever feeling we were feeling? What if it's okay that I'm pissed off? It's okay for me to feel abandoned by the people that decide not to be a part of my life anymore. It's okay for me to feel blissful. It's okay for me to feel joy. What if it's okay for us to feel whatever we're feeling? What if it's okay for us to let go of all of those beliefs and paradigms that have held us in this idea that it's shameful to feel our feelings no matter what our feelings are? Like, even the little voice in my head that says, you're really going to post this on YouTube? You're like really going to let people see how you feel about this? I'm like, yeah, that voice doesn't get to choose my life, and I get to choose to be, this is reality. I have feelings. You have feelings. We all have feelings. And the shame that holds us back is actually what causes more problems. I don't know about your experience, but I find that people who do the behavior that we associate with things, like my dad expressing anger by kicking in doors or whatever other ways that he chose to express his anger, the truth was that he wasn't allowing himself to actually look at what was underneath that. And if he were to truly look and say, you know what, I'm angry right now, and oh my gosh, anger is a secondary emotion, and I feel hurt or afraid or whatever, if he would have been allowed and taught to be able to look within and say, what am I really feeling right now? Those angry outbursts wouldn't happen. If he would allow himself to say, oh wow, this is what I really feel in this moment, the physical outbursts wouldn't happen. Also, he would have enough, if he was emotionally taking care of himself, he would have had enough wherewithal to find something else if he needed to express it physically, if some other way to express that physically. like maybe he would have invested in a punching bag and been like, okay, time out, punch, 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 punch. What am I really feeling here? Punch, punch, punch. Oh, wow. I'm feeling really hurt, or, oh, wow, I'm really scared. Whatever feeling is underneath that anger, he would have been able to do that. And I think that all of the things that we're afraid of, like, we're afraid we're fake if we're happy. Is that true? When you are happy, are you being fake? No, you're being so authentic. And when you're being hurt, you're also being authentic. And it's the more we resist those feelings is when they cause the angry outburst, or when they cause so much hurt that they can't even function in life. It's because we're resisting feeling it. We're resisting feeling happy. We're resisting feeling sad. We have so much resistance to it. There's a person that I've recently heard of that talks about allergies to things and addictions to things. And an allergy to something is when you're pushing it away. So people who are like, oh, they're fake when they're happy, they actually have an allergy to being happy. They are pushing away being happy because they, for whatever reason, they've decided that people who are happy all the time are fake. And so they are allergic to it. They're pushing it away because they don't want to be seen as fake. And so it's like this really weird dichotomy. But it's some kind of an allergy. And then you have addictions. And there are some people who all they have ever known is, like all I've ever known is hurt. So there's actually a part of me that's addicted to that hurt feeling because it's what's familiar to me. I'm holding on to it because it's familiar and I don't know what life feels like without it. And I'm kind of afraid of what life feels like without it. And so those are some of the things going on. And we all have this to some degree or another. So this is my invitation to you. Look inside. What are you feeling? What are you resisting? What are you addicted to? Are you like me, holding on to that hurt because it's familiar? And then, of course, because you are holding on to hurt, then you constantly are attracting situations into your life that remind you, you hurt, right? Remember, you hurt. I think that's what happens sometimes when we manifest experiences. It's like, remember you have this feeling inside. And then you can take that and be like, okay, I have this feeling inside. Yep, I'm familiar with that. I like it. I'm keeping it. Or you can use those same things and be like, okay, what really got triggered here? And where do I hold on to that? And why am I holding on to it? And you can look and let go of it and do the healing things. Watch for more videos from me. Remember to let your light shine big, bright, live, and beautiful. And I'll see you guys next time.